It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Last of Us on HBO. Today we're going to be taking a look at the first set pictures released by fans for the second season of The Last of Us on HBO. Now, as far as the set pics, there isn't really anything here that tells us too much, which is good in some ways, and we don't really get anything that tells us anything about how this compares to the first season, or anything in regards to whether they're going to add or take away anything as far as the content or the material from part 2 of the video game. However, all of these pictures are supposed to be locations that they're going to use for Jackson. So Jackson is going to return, which is super cool. And if we look at the location where they filmed Jackson in the first season, it's not the same as the second. So that's the only thing that we can kind of discuss in this video as far as what that means and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. So this is one of the locations where they were filming, and of course we can see if we zoom in that it says Green Place Market, and that's the location that they're using. Now if we go back to the video game, we can see that part 2 of the video game actually had a Green Place Market as well. So obviously this is a set that they're creating just for the show from the game, so it's not a real location, but this is somewhere that we do see in part 2 of the game. Now this is not necessarily in Jackson, but it's around Jackson. But speaking of Jackson, we do know that the first season of The Last of Us showed us Jackson. We had this pretty cool shot of it. Now, of course, because on this channel I did cover a lot of the behind the scenes and set pictures from the first season, because of the location of where they were filming, because they were filming most of it in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which is where I live, I was able to capture a lot of stuff for you guys. So I was following a lot of that. And I know that this is actually a town called Canmore, 45 minutes or so away from Calgary. And that's where they were filming, as being the town of Jackson. And of course, we can see there's a lot of similarity between where they were filming and Jackson in the game. Like if you go there, Canmore, if you visit, it's the tourist area, of course. It's like you're in an old town, just like Jackson. So because of that, it was cool. But of course, they're not filming the second season in Alberta, Canada. They're doing it in British Columbia, Canada. So the scenery is quite different. I can just tell you that. And as far as the town of Jackson, it looks like they're building everything from scratch. Like all of it is fake, as we can see from here. Like there might be a few real buildings here and there, but there's no town. So as far as realism, I would say it wouldn't be quite as realistic. Depends on how much budget they use, obviously. But of course, they didn't have to use quite as much budget when they were filming in Canmore because it was a real town. So I think that depending on the budget that they get and everything, it could come across as not looking like a real place, a real lived-in place. You know what I mean? And also, I hope that they keep the continuity, because there were a lot of cool locations that they showed us in season 1 from Jackson, which obviously now they're gonna have to rebuild or do different. So I hope that it all kind of seems the same or feels familiar. But there was also this picture that they released, or fans released, I should say, from some locations that they're building. I don't know what this is going to be used for. There was also this place that they were setting up, which had like lights around it, and this was definitely reminiscent of what we see in part 2, where the dance takes place, where Dina is at, where Ellie is at, and everything. They're doing like a dance celebration thing in what appears to be like a bar area at Jackson. So it looks like they're doing something like that, but obviously it seems to be outdoors in the TV version. We won't know for sure, obviously, but just from that picture alone, it looks like it's going to be outdoors. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.